Hi, everyone. My name is Westerlund. I'm a loan officer with First Home Mortgage. And one of the key components when you go under contract is to obtain homeowners insurance. So I've brought in Scott Spedden with Farmers Insurance to kind of share more about how do we obtain homeowners insurance, what type of coverage might be best for you and your family. So Scott, let's just dive right in. What would be the first step that people need to do in order to obtain homeowners insurance?
Yeah, perfect. Thanks so much for the question, Kate. It's lovely to be here with everybody. So thank you for taking time out of your day. Answer your question, what does it take to obtain a homeowner's insurance policy? So essentially, you would want to first make sure you work with your realtor and your loan officer like Kate, who's amazing, by the way. So what you'll do from there is after you get a contract for a house and you know what you're looking to get into, that's when you would contact your insurance agent, whether it be me or whomever you work with, and you would talk to them about the type of house that you're buying, and they would walk through the process with you. It's just as simple as you basically just need to know where you're going to move. You need an address, right? And then from there we can put together a quote for you. So we just look at different aspects and specs of the house.
Great. So what specific information would they need to provide other than the address in order to obtain a quote?
Yeah, definitely. So we would just need the person's name who's going to be on the deed or the mortgage, whoever's going to own the house. We would need their name and their date of birth. If it's a married couple, we would want both names and both dates of birth, and the address, obviously. From there, we could pretty much create the quote. However, it's always beneficial to speak directly with your insurance agent so you can give them all the different specifications of the house. We want to make sure we put together a proper quote for you. So we would want to know if you're in a one-story house or two-story, square footage, how many bathrooms, if you have a deck or porch. There's a lot of different factors that would play into it, but the primary things are going to be the address, the names, and date of birth.
Awesome. And I would assume that the type of property that you have really plays into the type of coverage they should consider. Can you tell us more about, what the coverage options are or how they really make that determination for their family?
Yeah, absolutely. Another great question. So not only the type of house that they're in, but it really depends on the client's needs more so than the type of house. So to give you an example, I have an education background, and I love to sit with my clients or talk to them over the phone or over Zoom and explain a little bit more of how insurance works so we can tailor exactly what your needs are to your actual policy. We don't look to increase prices. I'm not a salesperson, I'm an educator. So what I want to do is make sure that you're comfortable with the type of coverages that you have, but I'll definitely give my feedback and input and let you know what I think is going to be important for your home. Ultimately, the decision is yours. So anything from, I would say, if you have a basement, for example, and let's say that basement is a enclosed basement, there's no walk up, or even if there is, you may have a sump pump in your basement. If you don't know what a sump pump is, you may want to look that up, or I can help you with that answer. But essentially, the job is to take water out of the basement. If that sump pump were to fail, you would want to make sure that you have proper coverage for water backup of sewer and drain. If you don't have that coverage, then you may not be covered on your insurance policy. So we just really want to make sure that we are tailoring your needs into a proper covered policy.
Yeah, absolutely. And when you finance a home, homeowners insurance will be required by the lender, but there are additional coverage options that you can seek to understand and really determine, how protected you want to be and what amount of risk that you would feel comfortable taking on or what coverages outside of it you might be able to consider. And Scott's a great resource to really help you explore what that might be. Um, so Scott, what's one thing that you wish people had a better understanding of when it came to homeowners insurance?
Yeah, absolutely. And if you don't mind, this might be a two-part for me, as far as there's really two things that I think are important that people would really need to know. Number one would be the difference between a home insurance policy and a home warranty.
Oh, yeah.
So that's a huge one. So home warranty is going to cover more of the appliances, the HVAC, the plumbing, the electrical, things that are going to have maintenance repairs. home insurance does not cover maintenance items. They cover certain losses or certain perils, as they call it. For instance, if lightning were to strike your house or wind knocks a tree onto your home, those are things that might be covered by insurance, not a home warranty, and vice versa. That's one huge thing. The other big thing that I would say is I'd like for people to know that when you have personal property coverage, that doesn't include every single thing in your house. There's certain things that people don't realize that insurance companies don't cover 100%. For example, jewelry or collectible items. If you have comic books, if you have firearms, if you have money, if you have cash, stamp collection, pewter, gold, silver, things of that nature, imported rugs, or even if you have a nice painting that you purchased. So those things are covered at a lot less amount. They're not part of your overall personal property. So I want to make sure people understand to talk with an agent to make sure that they dig into the policy with you and cover everything that's important to you and your family. So I'll leave you with this one thing. I would tell everybody who purchases a house, please go through every single room and take a picture. Store that on the cloud, so that way if you come across a total loss, which I hope that never happens to you, then you'll remember the things that you have. Because if a fire burns a house down, unfortunately, you're not going to remember everything that you had. So make sure that you keep proper inventory.
Yeah, and insurance is one of those things that you hope you never have to use, but you are so grateful you have it when and if that time comes. I mean, mine initially goes to Hurricane Ian and everyone that suffered a loss, such a great loss there. And just having insurance and making sure that you feel protected and you understand what's covered and what is not. So with that, just to wrap up, Scott, what would be, does it matter who your insurance provider is, and how would you go about choosing that?
Yeah, absolutely. So it doesn't matter, like you said, who you choose. You just want to make sure that you're comfortable with the person and the company that you're going to do business with. There's certain companies that do not have agents. And sometimes, if you're comfortable getting a call center and speaking to a different person every time, but you feel as if you've got really good coverage and a really good policy and you're comfortable, perfect. But if you're the type of person that likes to build a relationship and have, the same agent or agency that you're calling every single time, maybe you're looking for a different fit. You want to have somebody that you can reach out to directly. So I would say whatever is in the best interest of you and your family is what you should look for. Of course, if you want any help or guidance, feel free to reach out to me. Even if I don't obtain a policy, I still want to make sure that you understand how insurance works. So I'm here.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, Scott, thank you so much for your time today and your willingness to be part of this. Guys, Scott has been such a resource for my clients. He is extremely knowledgeable, very competitive rates. If you have any questions about homeowners insurance, please do reach out to me or Scott. My name is Kate Westerlund. I'm a loan officer with First Home Mortgage. Have a great afternoon.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.